Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, GMB Show. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The Chase's Shaun Wallace, affectionately known as the Dark Destroyer, marked his 65th birthday this week with a candid health revelation, admitting he could be prone to a serious condition. Shaun has become a familiar face in British homes, challenging contestants with his vast trivia knowledge as they compete for a substantial cash prize on the ITV quiz show. Away from the limelight of the popular program, Shaun has been actively promoting his fitness journey on social media, emphasizing the significance of maintaining good health as one ages. Despite frequently sharing updates about his exercise routine, it was during an appearance on the New Mind podcast that he expressed concerns over inheriting a health issue that afflicted both his parents. He said, "My mom and dad had health issues. My mom and dad got diabetes, and obviously I could be prone to that." Zrania reports the Liverpool Echo. He further explained, "But the one thing that I was determined to ensure was that by the time I'm going to reach 65 this year, but by the time I reach into my sort of latter years, tomorrow's not promised to anybody, but I want to be as mobile and independent as I possibly can." Before becoming a television personality on The Chase since 2009, Shaun's career path was quite unique, having initially pursued law as a barrister in the 1980s. Despite being a familiar face on The Chase for over 15 years, Shaun Wallace's first foray into television was not on the popular quiz show. 5 years prior, he had tasted success on Mastermind. His subsequent TV appearance was on the spin-off program, Are You an Egghead? Since his victorious stint on Mastermind, the 65-year-old has taken up several other roles on television. However, he remains committed to his career as a barrister, recently confessing that it takes precedence over his quiz show commitments. Even though he has been a part of The Chase since its inaugural episode, Shaun revealed in a recent interview with The Hearing, a legal podcast, how he balances his time between the ITV show and his court duties. "If I've got a long trial, then that will take precedence over my filming, and The Chase know that. But I've then got to make up my other episodes later on in the series." The studio lights of The Chase blinked silently above as Shaun Wallace, the Dark Destroyer, sat in his dressing room, gazing at his own reflection. The sharp suit still hung perfectly from his frame, the steely glare still intact, but something in his eyes had changed. For once, the courtroom logic and Quizmaster's bravado faded into something raw, human. "I've always chased answers," he murmured to himself, voice low. "But lately, I've been chasing time." Earlier that day, ITV producers had asked him to film a short segment on wellness, a fluff piece. Shaun had nodded, ever the professional, but deep down he'd known. This time, he wouldn't be reading from a script. The camera rolled. Shaun cleared his throat. "I've been blessed," he began, eyes steady. "I've stood in courtrooms, on quiz show podiums, and in front of millions. But what I haven't always done is listen to my own body." He paused. "A few months ago, I felt a tightness in my chest. I thought it was stress, just pressure. I ignored it, carried on filming, training, working. That's what we do, right? Keep going." The crew had gone still. Even the buzzing lights seemed to quiet. "But I collapsed one evening, just outside a lecture hall. I was rushed in. Heart arrhythmia. It could have been worse. Much worse." Shaun's voice broke slightly, the calm of a barrister flickering under the weight of something heavier. "That night in hospital, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling and thought about all the things I'd put off, the calls I hadn't made, the holidays I hadn't taken, the things I'd saved for later. And then I realized something terrifying. What if later never comes?" He looked directly into the lens now, gaze not of a chaser, but of a man who had stared down the very thing we all fear. "I'm telling you this not for pity, but because someone out there might need to hear it. Your health isn't an accessory to success. It's the foundation. And tomorrow isn't promised." The silence that followed was louder than applause. Backstage, Bradley Walsh had watched the feed, quietly wiping a tear. "That's not just Shaun the Chaser," he whispered. "That's Shaun the man." Later that evening, Shaun stepped out of the studio into the cool London air. He closed his eyes, breathing deeply. Every heartbeat, every breath felt like a tiny miracle. From now on, he vowed, he wouldn't just chase questions or titles, he'd chase sunsets, laughter, love, and peace. Because knowledge might be power, but living, truly living, was the real prize. And somewhere, in the hush between footsteps and starlight, the words echoed once more. Tomorrow isn't promised, but today is yours.